Hi, my name is Rodney Wilson. Thank you for tuning in for the second episode of the Cornwall River Kings video blog. Thank you to all the fans who tuned in last week for the first episode. We had a nice chat with head coach Al Wager and GM Wayne Veery. And tonight we're actually going to have a chat with forward Steve Simoes and defenseman Sasha Pokaluk here at the Benson Center. Out for a scrimmage this evening with a few players that we're going to get to know throughout the season. It is our goal again this to do an online live video blog and get to know some of the players, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. So thanks again for checking it out. Joined now by Steve Simoes of the Cornwall River Kings, and Steve was acquired by the team just this summer. Steve, what were your thoughts on getting traded to Cornwall?
Well, first of all, I was very happy to be closer to home. That's the first thing. I'm from Montreal originally, but really, even up there with the location was more. My wife's family on her father's side is from Cornwall. They're actually from St. Albert's, and we have a few ties here in Cornwall. And it's nice to come back to, it's nice to come back to a place where you feel there's a lot of energy. I mean, it's something I've heard of since. I heard some murmurs that there might be a team coming back, and I know a few people who know a few people, and I can say it's a pretty good buzz. And the word around the league is it's going to be a fun year.
And you were traded tonight for a second time this summer. What was going on out there?
I got traded early in the year from Thetford Mines to Rivière-Loup. Rivière-Loup was looking to acquire a centerman, so they acquired their top point goal scorer at the time, Yannick Landry, for myself. I mean, at the time, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I love to play hockey, so the travel wasn't a big issue. It was more my new son had a baby, and my wife had the baby, obviously, in February. So a few conflicting situations, but I think everyone knew that the location was and the distance was a little bit too much for me for Rivière-Loup, considering the work and stuff. So Wayne Veery did a nice job of contacting me. He's the guy who sent me to Laredo, Texas for a couple of years and won a few championships down there. So I'm very grateful for that. And why not get closer to home and play? Seriously, I guess you guys don't understand because you guys are here, you guys are in it. But from the outside looking in, it's kind of mixed up the league a little bit this year. It's kind of broken up a lot of the cliques that were in different teams, and I can honestly say the River Kings have kind of stirred up the pot a little bit, so it'll be fun. Yeah,
what are the thoughts on coming to play in Ontario? And obviously, there's going to be some pretty big rivalries out there.
I think
Ontario
awesome.
might not be quite too well liked out there.
Listen, you know it's going to be French versus English. That's the first thing. Second thing, it'll always be the new team against the old stuff. It never ends. So why not get that rivalry going right away? I mean, I'm a little chirpy. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy it, both in English and French. I'll throw some Portuguese or Spanish in there too, but it's part of the game. It's part of the entertainment factor, and something we've talked about the last couple of weeks with some of the players that have been acquired is we're here to have fun, but you only have fun when you win, and you only win when you work hard. And this is definitely a blue-collar city. I think everyone's happy to be in a blue-collar city and work their ass off. Can I say that?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm sure you'll say worse stuff in the stands anyway. So, like I said, the enthusiasm's there from a lot of the boys, and I'm excited to see what the organization has done. I mean, I don't know Al personally. I've heard of him. I've heard of Bernie, the owner. Mitch has been doing a great job. There's no ties there. But it's weird when you feel good about something already and you haven't even really started, it's a good sign.
Anyone that knows anything about Al and his coaching staff, it's going to be a hard-working team. We've kind of heard some good things about you as well. What type of player are you, and maybe who would you compare yourself to somebody perhaps in the NHL?
I'm more of a north-south player. Don't expect me to score 20. If I do, it's because one of your top goal scorers isn't doing the job. I expect to score about 10 a year, but for me it's more, I'm going to finish my hits. I make sure I'm going to run you through the boards. I probably won't scrap every night, getting a little too old for that, but I defend my players every time if I have to. I'm in your face. I don't care. You have the puck, I'm going to hit you. You have a white jersey on, I have a blue jersey on, we're going to hit you. And that's a mentality that I'm sure Al has from what I've heard. I don't accept anything less than 100% effort. The worst non-compliment or the worst thing you can tell me is Simmer didn't work 100%. And if I don't give my 100%, then, I mean, yeah, you scored 3 goals, but you lost 8-3. Big shit. I mean, you got to go out there, work your body, let them know you're out there. So for me, you can kind of compare myself to a Dustin Brown with a little less skill, because obviously he's playing with Kopitar and he's playing in the show and he's playing with a lot more zeros behind his paycheck. And but I'm going to run you every time. I mean, that's legally, of course. I mean, it's all legit, but the reputation is that when Steve's out there, he's going to hit you. So I respect that, and it's an honest job.
Good skate tonight. Lots of talent out here. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great skate. I think it's nice to come out here. You got a couple of guys that I wish we could sign. Winnie, I mean, I know Winchester wants to go back and play in the show, but come on, come play in Cornwall, why not? I mean, you got a couple of guys going to Europe and stuff. Like I said, the main thing is to kind of get to know each other first. A couple of guys are still a little shy. You can't be shy. I mean, listen, we love playing a game, and it's a game nonetheless. Yeah, we got a little salary on the side, and that's where your honest effort gets into it, but you don't put there enough honest effort. I can guarantee you the fans in Cornwall, I don't even know you guys yet, but I can guarantee you'll let us know. You know, you stink it up, you have a right to let us know. You paid to come watch us play. We're here to put a show on, and we're here to win. And that's the reason why you guys come out to see us. So, great skate. Guys have been working hard, and I like it. I like what we see so far.
Now, you've been in the league for a few years now. I think it's your 5th year in the league here.
Yep.
Cornwall fans are pretty passionate. You're going to find out. They also like road trips. Is there a rink perhaps that you would recommend that might be a good trip for Cornwall fans?
Well, I mean, the one that definitely stands out the most is Jonquière, but it's the furthest. I mean, you might bring your umbrellas, bring your windbreakers. You're gonna get beer thrown on you. We do. I mean, a lot of our players just turn around just to kind of try to catch it all. But Jonquière's got a great fan base. They have a reputation for being a tougher team, especially in the last 2 years or so since Dean took over there, and another blue-collar city. So it's fantastic, and that's a great one. Anything else after that is kind of just gravy, but just come and help. I mean, support us as long as we treat you right. Treat us right.
Perfect. Well, thanks for doing this, Steve, and all the best this off season.
Yeah, don't be shy. Come talk to me anytime. I love it. I love the camera.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, joined now by Sasha Pakaluk of the River Kings. Sasha, of course, was introduced at the press conference for the team. He was going to be named the first overall pick in the league, and of course, Cornwall made true on their promise and selected Sasha. What do you think of the organization so far after coming to Cornwall a few times now?
I have nothing but good words to say. I mean, from meeting the owner, the coach, the GM, everybody's been perfect.
You've played overseas, Germany, Austria, I believe, in the AHL, the ECHL. What do you expect from this league and this kind of hockey?
I'm not really sure. I mean, the only thing you hear is everybody says it's the toughest league in the world, and obviously Quebec guys are pretty skilled players too, so I think it's going to be a mix of skill, toughness, and I think it's going to be entertaining hockey.
How much of a factor was, obviously you have a young family and you're not from too far away, how important was that in your decision to come to Cornwall?
It was pretty much the most important factor in my decision. I mean, yeah, my family came overseas with me, but I mean, it's hard when you got two young kids, a wife, and going back and forth every year. So when I learned there was a team here in Cornwall, it was pretty much like a dream come true. Playing professional hockey at home.
And also, Sasha was a member of the 2006 World Juniors team that won gold in Vancouver. Played with guys like Jonathan Taves and Chris Letang, Steve Downey as well. What was that experience like to play for your country?
To be honest, it was the best experience of my life. I mean, from day one, we were treated first class. I mean, I was in awe because it was just we were treated pretty much like NHL players. I was a college player, and you get there and you're treated with so professionally. It was great. To be able to represent your country, especially playing in Vancouver in Canada, was really something special and something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
What was the pressure like playing in Vancouver and then obviously for your country, the Maple Leaf on your chest?
I don't know. There wasn't really much pressure. I mean, everybody was pretty focused, and we won all our games hands down. We did really well. Everybody was playing well, and everybody was really focused on winning the gold medal.
Good skate tonight. How's your off season going? And maybe talk a bit about what it means, to you in terms of what goes into a summer off ice training, that kind of stuff.
There's a lot that goes into the off season. I mean, from working out to staying in shape. I mean, playing hockey on days like this to eating well. Not because you're on the ice less often than in the season. So there's a lot of factors that play into it.
We look forward to seeing you on the ice this year. Thanks a lot for doing this, Sasha.
Thank you.
Joined now by defenseman Ryan Sullivan, who came to terms today with the River Kings. First of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Cornwall fans might remember Ryan from his days with the Pembroke Lumber Kings. A few championships there. What's it like to come to Cornwall now and to play for Cornwall?
Happy to be here. I always liked playing in Cornwall. As much as they probably didn't like us being here, it was definitely a fun atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to playing in it every weekend.
Maybe tell Cornwall fans what you've been up to the last couple of years since you have left Pembroke.
I went to the University of Wisconsin Stout and played there for a couple seasons, and at the beginning of over the summer, I transferred to Westfield State University. They're both Division III schools, and I played there for half of the year, and then I got a job with the Rideau St. Lawrence Hydro, and got drafted by the River Kings.
What are your thoughts on the guys out there tonight? The scrimmage, the pace, the size of some of these guys. What are your thoughts on that?
There's some big boys out there, and the pace is pretty quick, and I'm just really looking forward to playing and getting some contact and getting into that.
Tell us about maybe your game, who you would resemble perhaps in the NHL, and what type of player you are.
I am definitely more of a stay-at-home defenseman. I don't rush the puck too much. I stay at home, clear the front of the net, make the first pass, use your body, and follow the systems. Let's see. Obviously, everybody would like to resemble Nick Lidstrom, but I don't have his offensive skills. But just stay back and sit back like that and let things happen and stop them from happening.
What are your thoughts on the off-season training and stuff like that, and how important are these skates for you?
Definitely, you got to come out and handle the puck. It's nothing like being out on the ice and skating. As much as you work out, you need to get on the ice and handle the pucks.
Well, thanks for doing this, Ryan, and all the best this off-season.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wilson, back here once again for the Cornwall River Kings video blog. It may be 100 degrees in Cornwall, but we're inside here keeping cool at the Benson Center, taking you inside the Cornwall River Kings. A big thank you to all of our fans for having a look at the blogs over the last couple of weeks, and also to the fans in Quebec. À tous nos fans au Québec, merci pour tous vos commentaires aussi. And also a big thank you to the man behind the camera, Keith Papineau, who, of course, I'm getting all the credit on TSN and Sportsnet, but Keith is the one that puts together all this fine work, so a big thank you to him. Tonight we're going to have a chat with Mitch Gagné, Director of Hockey Operations for the River Kings. Also, we're going to sit down with Jeff Legui, Cornwall native who now plays over in England. And we're going to have a chat with Pierre-Luc Faubert, newly signed by the River Kings. Joined now by Mitch Gagné, Director of Hockey Operations for the River Kings. Mitch, congratulations once again on bringing pro hockey back to Cornwall.
Thanks a lot. It was a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but we're finally here. A little bit of the product out there tonight for you guys. So, yeah, it's been a while, and here we are. It's happening. So.
Mitch, of course, was key in bringing the Cornwall Comets to town a few years ago. One thing that stands out with this team is, no offense to the Comets, but you've got some pretty good hockey guys behind you in Al Wager and Wayne Berry. Maybe talk about their experience and what they bring to the table for you.
Oh, absolutely. This time around, I think AA compared to this stuff is two major different products. Even though back then I was building a winning team on my own. Former guys like Durasp and Montgomery and Lamoureux were still key to the offense back then, but we all know that it turned into a little bit of a goon league, which still brought in fans, but this is definitely not the aim of what we're doing. Bringing in Al brings almost a dozen years of ownership of junior hockey, very well liked in the community, and also bringing in Mr. Veery. Can't go wrong with a guy that's been in this LNAH league for 9 years as a GM. And part of the Sherbrooke team that we bought, he was a part of for years too. So I think I'm doing the right thing by doing this, getting these guys involved, and hopefully it pays off.
You guys are also busy in the last week bringing a few guys, agreeing to terms with them. Of course, everything has to go through the league before it's official, but maybe talk about Faubert, Romano, Danik, and obviously Jolie as well.
Those four guys are pretty key to us. I saw Romano play in the playoffs last year. The guy was blocking shots, finishing checks. He's a very similar guy to Steve Simoes that we signed not too long ago, or came to terms with, sorry. Again, Pierre-Luc Faubert played in the East Coast last year. We traded for his rights over the summer. He's good friends with Sasha Pokaluk, so those two guys are happy to be here, traveling together. And we know what Jolie and Lassard are going to bring here. Everybody thinks this is going to be a goon league. It's not, but Lassard is just like I don't know, you can compare him to a tough guy in the NHL. Every team pretty much has one. Sometimes they don't dress, sometimes they will, but he is that. Jolie is, he added 28 points last year. The guy can play hockey, but he also 6'5", 245 pounds, and yeah, he's going to take care of some business, and he can play forward and defense, so that helps Al too, utilizing him those ways too. So
We're still a couple months away from training camp, but how important are these nights, getting these guys out here for scrimmage and good skate with some pretty good talent out there?
Well, it's really good. You see a guy like JF Perra out here in nets. He's a Central Junior graduate, was coached in minor hockey by Al. He's he's interested in coming here. Nothing is set in stone. You got Pierre-Luc Faubert's out here, Sacha's out here, Jeff Legui's out here. We even have Jesse Winchester getting a good skate in with these guys. So, I mean, it's key to our guys, but it's also key to the local guys around here to skate at this pace, and yeah, it'll help them out towards 2 months away from camp. So,
a lot of buzz around town. A lot of talk too about even the ticket pricing. $13 for adults to come to a game. $228, I think it is, for season tickets. It's obviously going to be affordable hockey for fans to watch, and maybe talk about how important that was for you guys.
Our key is to let people know that it's a product that we're going to try and bring here, not right off the bat to make you guys, open your wallet too big. Our owner's a great guy, and Bernie Villeneuve. He wants people to come and check out the product. Down the road is, it is what it is. Are the ticket prices going to go up over the years? Maybe not, but it's just affordable entertainment, which I think Cornwall can afford, and that's why we did it at that price. I think we can get by on those prices, and it seems like everybody's buzzing about it, and it seems like a lot of good things about to have been said. So,
you've got at least 10 guys under contract, on its way to being under contract. Any weaknesses that you see right now, or any areas that you're looking to maybe improve as the summer goes on?
No, I mean, there's a few guys who are close to signing, like an Eric Meloche, a Brett Cloutier, a few other guys. These are key guys that are going to be on our team. Brendan Barker, we all know he's from Long Sault. Brendan works during the week, tough to get out on these sessions, but these are guys that we're close to inking, and I think overall, I think you guys are going to see a really, really good product. We're still getting calls every day from free agents that want to come out and try out. And can't say no names, but some pretty good talented guys are calling Cornwall. So
very good. Last question for you, Mitch. You've got the golf tournament coming up August 11th. Any surprises for the fans, and maybe why they should sign up for that event?
Well, I mean, if people want to come out and they're only a twosome or whatever, we'll match them up with a couple players. We had one guy call yesterday. I'm only 3 guys. Well, we'll put like a guy like Steve Simoes or someone, and get to know the players. That's what it's about. We were gonna have a meet and greet, and a little puck action there. We're gonna have a little meet and greet, but we're gonna do it this way. There's a little party after for people that don't golf. They can come to the supper. There's a couple bands playing, silent auction, a lot of prizes. It's a good way to mingle with everybody, and a little party doesn't hurt. Getting to know guys like I said, Steve Simoes, and maybe he'll cheer up everybody. He'll be there and having a good time. So
good stuff. Well, Mitch, thanks for doing this.
Hey, thank you.
Joined now by Cornwall's Jeff Legui. Jeff, thanks for doing this. Enjoying your off season so far?
Yeah, it's always been good to be home back in Cornwall for the summer and see the family and friends that you don't see throughout the year. But the weather's been good, so it's been nice. Jeff
and I were actually teammates back in 1989 playing for Canada Life. We actually won a tournament in Williamstown back in, like I said, 89, novice. Do you remember those years with the old red jerseys and that?
Yeah, those are the good years where you could skate to one end of the ice to the other and not have to pass, but that's a long time from then. But
I'm playing in a beer league now, and of course Jeff's career has gone a little different way. The last 5 years over in England, what's that experience been like for you?
It's been a great experience. I mean, I wouldn't go back if I didn't like it. So, the language was in Germany was a little different, but the English is right up my alley. So it's been great. We've had some championships and got to travel, see different parts of the world, and with hockey. So it's been great.
5 years now with the Shefford Steelers in the Elite Ice Hockey League in England. What's the experience been like there in terms of the fans and maybe their hockey knowledge over there?
They do have a good grasp of the game. I mean, there are always some new people that are coming in. They like the party lifestyle, like the soccer lifestyle, I guess you call it. So, but they're learning. We're averaging probably about 4,500, so it's been good the last couple of years. So, it's getting bigger over there, and it's people are learning the game. There's a lot of times they don't know what the whistles are going off, but they're learning fast, and they're enjoying it. So
When I think of England, I think of football fans, soccer fans, and how nuts they are over there. Have you been out to any games?
yeah, I've been to a lot of Manchester City games. So I've been to see Man U, Man City, and there's big rivals, and then Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. So I don't get involved in that part of it because it's a little too. I'm more of a lover, not a fighter. So, yeah, it's been a good experience.
You're, I think, 31 now.
Yep.
How has your off-season training changed maybe 5-10 years from now, ago, I should say, in terms of how you get ready for the season? Or is it, out for a skate every once in a while?
Yeah, it's. When I was younger, I used to go out, twice, 3 times a week. Now it's been twice, 3 times a summer. So just to get the rust out, let the body heal from the bruises and that over the year, and 'cause you don't heal as fast as you used to. So I just get out, get a good sweat out, and more off ice training than on ice. So.
Before Cornwall fans get too excited, Jeff is going back to England for at least one more year. What were your thoughts, though, on getting drafted by the River Kings and maybe thinking ahead to the future and one day playing in Cornwall again?
Yeah, I had a good sit down with Al there for a couple of hours one day, and there is a time to move on from playing over there, and I just thought it wasn't the right time. So I had my contract left over there, and I didn't want to leave on bad terms. They've treated me well for the last 5 years, so it's 1 year at a time, and we'll see where it goes from there. But as of now, I'm going to head back and finish my contract out and finish the good way, I guess you could say.
You mentioned Al. Of course, you won a couple of championships with Wager and the Colts back in, 10, 12 years ago. Have you thought about what it would be like to play for him once again?
Al hasn't changed since then, so it's probably the same thing. Work hard and you get rewarded. So I played with him for more than that, from before playing Pee Wee and Major Bantam, and I've known Al a long time. So it's like you said, you work hard and you'll get rewarded. So that's what I live by too.
Thanks for doing this, Jeff, and all the best this offseason.
Thank you. Joined
now by Pierre-Luc Faubert. Did I say that right?
Yeah, really good, actually.
We got to get the names right for our fans in Quebec. Thanks for doing this. Maybe tell me a bit about what the summer's been like for you, finding out that you've been traded to Cornwall.
Really exciting, to be honest with you. It's obviously, when I heard the news, I was pretty excited, knowing that Sasha got drafted here too. That's a huge plus for me. I've been really good friends with Sasha ever since I was born. Pretty much, both our parents knew each other, and so that was exciting for me. And obviously, coming to Cornwall, it's a great hockey town. Like I've said, I've born and raised in Rigaud, so it's not too far away from. And I actually played in Ontario. I moved Saint-Eugène, Hawkesbury area for a little bit, so it was exciting news to come to Cornwall, and it's right by my place too, so everything's good.
You're surprised maybe at the fact that it was a 4-for-1 trade? They gave up basically 4 players.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, but hey, I guess it's a good thing, right? Except a little bit of pressure, but I got to start working out harder, and no, obviously I was excited, and I heard it was like for me and some future consideration. Yeah, but yeah, it's good news for me. Like I said, it shows that the team's interested in having me, and like I said, it's the same with me. I'm just as interested to be here, and I'd rather be here than anywhere else in the league, to be honest with you. So it's good.
And last year you played with the Chicago Express in the ECHL.
Yeah.
What was the experience playing down in Chicago?
It was great too. I had a great time there. It was actually their first year in the league. They used to have a team, but. So it was kind of a little rough around the edges for like fan-wise and stuff to establish, because it was their first year. But the season, we had a pretty good season, and we went through some tough times and stuff. But I loved it in Chicago. Great team, great bunch of guys, and had lots of fun. That's for sure.
You've played in this league, of course, and also in the ECHL. How are the leagues similar and maybe different as well?
Actually, it's. Hockey-wise, people would be surprised to realize what hockey's like in this league. They think it's just a fighters league, which there's really good fighters if you want to come and see that. But there's also good hockey players, and I think that East Coast is pretty comparable to this league when it comes down to quality hockey players, because a lot of guys just don't feel like traveling much anymore, and they'd rather just stay at home, and some of them have families and work and stuff like that. So it's great hockey, and I think if for people who's never seen a game before, it's definitely something to come and watch because it'll be interesting, that's for sure.
You've been described as a talented forward with maybe a little bit of a feisty edge to yourself. Maybe tell Cornwall fans a bit about yourself.
I mean, I've done a pretty much a little bit of everything. Last year where I played in Chicago, my coach has coached me 2 years before when I played in the coast before that, and he was used me both offensively, but he also used me defensively too, and try to do a great job in my own end and try to improve my game too defensively. So I think I could play a little bit of both too and bring different aspects to the game. So I'm excited to try.
Last one for you. It's 100 degrees outside. It's the middle of the summer. How tough is it to come out and go for a skate on a day like this?
Oh, it's good for the lungs, that's for sure. It takes removes the crust out. It's good for you, but it's to tell the guys are kind of struggling out there. It's hot, not much air, but it's it was fun to get out there with some good hockey players, good hockey players, and a couple of guys, get to know some of the guys too. So it was really good.
There you have it, guys. Thanks again for tuning in to have a look at our video blog. A big thank you to Mitch, Jeff, and Pierre-Luc today for chatting with us. And once again, I'd like to thank producer Keith. Jay Onright at TSN has producer Tim, but we've got one step better with producer Keith. So thanks again for everything, and we'll see you next week.